Welcome. Today we're going to be doing a haircut that's very popular, that never seems to go out of style. As you can see, my model, Stefani, who's inspired me to continue to do this line on her, it looks so well with her bone structure, is the graduated bob. It's a square bob line that we're going to be doing, but in a graduated form. The reason why I say graduated is because, as you can see, her line is still there from her previous haircut. As I've examined my model's hair, she has a medium to fine texture. What we want to do first is take our center parting all the way down to the nape area. Positioning the head at a 45-degree angle, I will be taking horizontal sections. Taking the same sections opposite that on the other side. And as you can see, her hair is shorter. So this is going to be my guide. As you can see, the hair that's underlying is much shorter. So what we're going to be doing is using that as a guide. This is going to be the length that will determine all the previous lengths to come down. So I'll begin cutting my first design line section, tilting the head to a 45-degree angle, holding the hair, one finger graduation, and cutting straight across. Now we are taking the hair from the right side and lining it up with our first center section. Do not follow the curve of the neck. Bring the hair straight out and line it up with that center guide. Now we are checking both points to make sure that they're the same length. Check visually for that. You should see some of the hairline combing straight down. Now you continue on taking horizontal sections, working your way up to the crown area, and taking small enough sections so that you can see your previous cut line. Starting back again in the center. It's a method to this haircut, and it's one that I rarely change. I usually go from left to right, but I always start in the center. It's very important to stretch this hair and line it up with your center line, because that is the length that will determine your straight line. Stand directly behind your haircut to make sure that you see the line that you are creating. What's happening here is my left side, and we always have a side that has a tendency to be a little longer. We have to pay closer attention to that. As I was saying about this haircut, it's a classic style. It's always in fashion. There are many variations. We've done everything with this line, the square bob. We've layered it. We've made it asymmetrical. We have done so much to it, but yet it is a popular style. It's in demand all the time. And what we're doing here is a very simple line, a straight line. A line that a lot of people have problems with because it's holding your fingers. You have to hold your hands parallel to your parting. You should not be holding your hand diagonal or in any other direction. You should hold it parallel to your part. If your part goes in a circle around the shape of the head, what you have to do is hold your hands out and see that imaginary line continuing on. And that will enable you to continue to keep a straight line. If you turn and start to cut in a circle, then your line will also get shorter. You will have to make this hair travel, so you're going to have to stretch the hair and bring it back to that center guideline that we started with at first. I'm going to stand directly behind and walk through my sections. Now I walk through because I want to check. I have to stand directly behind to see that line, to see the line that I'm creating. All this haircut is a straight line. And what's beautiful about this is that you are lifting, you are graduating as you reach the crown area. Each new section, my angle lifts very slightly, but it does raise a little higher each time. I'm not going to over-graduate this hair. Here we go again, our next section. It's a repetitious line, but you must perfect this line. It's the square bob, the one-length haircut is found to be a very difficult haircut because it takes a lot of patience and it takes a well-trained eye. As we have a little problem here, the hair is sliding down out of my section. These are uniform sections, I mean. I have a system that I'm using. It's always nice to get a new fresh line cut in because it gives a healthier appearance to the hair. The ends are usually exposed to the heat of the blow dryer, the heat of the curling iron, the sun, if she's very active, the sports. So what happens is the ends get a little under-conditioned, and when you give a haircut like this, it sort of revives the hair, gives it a second wind, a new life. Okay, positioning my head again just so that I can see, and lifting. Pulling that hair straight back, lining it up with my first guide. Okay, continuing up, I've reached the crown area. It's a very fast haircut, so if ever you're busy and you have a lot of clients, this style is very elegant, it's very commercial, and it's also for the career-oriented person. It also can be trendy. It depends on what finishing products you use and what type of effect that you're going to finish it off with, and I will show you that. Standing directly behind, and as you can see the graduation, you can look from the side. Bringing the hair once again. Pulling all the hair in the front, just pulling it straight back. I'm not even going to go in the front, standing in the front to cut this. You have to stand in the back to cut this. And just pull it straight back. Same thing applies to this side. And what's going to happen is, by pulling this hair, making it travel further, the line is going to be even all the way around. And that's our goal. That's the whole objective of the haircut. It has a little bit too much angle on it, so we want to go back in and just take off that angle. Always cut a little and leave enough to go back in. Just going in to just check my hairline, going in and just checking. And what I'm going to do is just use a scissor over comb technique just to clean up. Just to make sure that those lines are crisp and sharp. So if she decides that she just wants to blow it dry and go, it'll still look good. This barbering technique comes in very handy. Got to be a steady hand, steady person. I'm performing surgery here. You have to be a surgeon, but it's very important that you lift the hair at the same precise time as you're cutting, because you can put holes in the hair. And I cannot stress that to you, how to just be careful. Can you just shake your hair for me, please? It's important that we see that, and just shake it again for me. And have your clients, your models, do this as they're in the salon, so that you can see the line that you're creating, because it's very important that you train your eyes to see these things. We've already cut the back area. We see our graduation stacked right throughout the back with a lot of precision. And now we're going to go to the front. What we want to do is put some shingling. You just go in and slice the hair. This is wonderful for when the model or the client is wearing her hair straight, because then you can really see the lines. Take your time when you're doing it, though. You can hurt the person because it's right there on their skin. Also, I prefer to cut bob lines when they're blow-dried, unless she has a wavy texture of hair. Then I will cut it wet. Comb the hair in the front area straight down onto her face. She naturally wears her hair in this type of shape, so that way her hair is going to fall into that position without any effort. Now we're going to go into the front to give you that same type of jagged effect. You might want to hold the hair so that you can see. Now when you go into your styling, you would put gels there. Bring this out a little bit more, because I'm telling you, when you put your styling aids in, you'll be able to see the effect. Sort of like channel cutting the hair. So this is going to be out right there. It's not staying there now because you need some holding spray. And then let's break it up in the front a little bit more. We want this front talking to us. Okay. Clear all the hair away. And even bring down some hair right onto the forehead. And this, once again, is personalizing the style. And you can just go right in and freehand cut a little fringe area. Make sure you get all that hair. And you see, it's going to fall naturally like this because I'm dealing with the way the hair, the natural fall projection of the hair. I want to give more of an oriental look. Okay. There's going to be one over here to the side, a little bit more. throughout this area. I'd like to lift the hair and just check for any ends that are fine or need to be shaped. Lift up again, pull that hair forward, and as you lift it, you'll see. And I'm lifting previous cut hair. I'm not lifting here at random. Okay. Same thing applies to this side. Lifting the hair and everything looks in check. I like what I'm seeing. Okay. Let's go through a recap on this haircut. We started in the nape area, working our way from a 1-finger graduation, going all the way up to about a 45, a little bit higher. And throughout that, we pulled all the hair back to the nape area. We went into the front and just sliced in some jagged edges, and then we just cut a nice little neo-bang in the front area, and we're going to style this for you. I'm going to take her and curl her and bring her back, and then we'll show you the finished results. Let's take a look at Stefani. I have completed curling her. As you can see, the curling pattern, once again, is a stacked curl. What we've done with that, though, we've cleaned up the hairline area. We've left a little signature tail right there. And also, as we're moving to the side area, it has a very light and airy feeling because we've taken the curl patterns diagonal and just brushed them out, very soft. Throughout the side, we have the little fringing where we cut into and chipped in with the scissors. We move right to the front area and we have the neo-bang where we placed gel directly onto the hair and pushed the hair straight down onto the forehead. As you can see, the areas where we chipped into with the scissors, you have to single them out with some gel or some type of holding spray. And this is the finished result. And this is Stefani.